What is up, everyone? I hope you're having a blessed day today. This person asks, atheists say science is the main evidence against God. I believe that science is actually the main evidence for God. I'm an extremely logical person. I believe whatever has the most proof. I am not blindly following God. The extensiveness and unlikeliness of existence is one reason why. How complex and intricate science and evolution are basically screams God's name. Atheists say science supports itself, but what continues to allow science to support itself, and how did it come to be that way apart from intelligent design? Chaos cannot make order, and order cannot make chaos. Please give reasons against my argument. I would love to respond. Very interesting thought. Um, I would love to hear down below what you think about what this person is writing about and just what you think on this topic. As for myself, I find a little bit of it I don't agree with, like the part where it says chaos cannot make order and order cannot make chaos. I That's the one part that really stuck out as I was reading it. Um, Order can make chaos. I know that for sure. I've been at a place where they try to implement, I was working there, and they try to implement a new system to organize things and make it better. Creates total chaos, right? It was actually a very organized way to do things, but nonetheless created very much chaos. And sometimes chaos does bring order, even after a really um, horrific, natural disaster or something very chaotic, it can actually help um, new life grow and bring a new sense of balance to things. So that's the one part that really stuck out with me. I understand being an extremely logical person and having that somewhat at times get in the way with your belief and your faith and stuff like that. And I think it's just kind of a misstep, as in, like, you're using a good tool for the wrong thing. Like, you can have an amazing hammer, but if you try to saw with it, you're going to have a lot of trouble. And in some ways, I think our brain is a complex, amazing gift, but we're always trying to overburden it with predicting the future and, trying to have it reason faith. It's I almost feel like it's something that you shouldn't even burden your brain with. It's something that you feel in your heart. And when you try to use your brain for something it wasn't meant to be used for, like predict the future, you weren't meant to predict the future. Part of the beauty of life is the journey and not knowing what's going to happen. So when we're trying to force our brain to do this thing it was never meant to do, predict the future, it's actually um going to fight back. Yes, your brain does fight back. It fights back with anxiety. It fights back with these other negative emotions that you weren't meant to hold within. But if you're trying to use this amazing piece of hardware you have for something like predicting the future or justifying God in your faith, it kind of can hurt you the same way using a tool the wrong way can, hurt you, at the very least make you sore and uncomfortable and make the process difficult. So in some ways, I feel like science does support the evidence for God if you're open to that and that's the lens you're viewing science through. I think it totally proves that there is a God. And vice versa. If you want to use science to disprove the existence of God, people try to do that as well. So it's all about your intentions, I feel like, when you're, using science. And I heard this beautiful quote where they said, um, science and religion are two languages telling the same story. And I really loved that. And I want to leave you with that today, is that maybe they are going to eventually come to the same conclusion. The more science that comes out, and I find that it actually supports a lot of my faith. And eventually, I hope one day that we can truly understand that science and religion, like what's in the Bible and what people, have peer reviewed in the scientific community will eventually come to this beautiful point where they intersect. And I don't think that science is, only negative, as in it tears apart religion, or that it's only used for positive, like it proves, the existence. I think it could be used either way. I think it's a tool, and just like you can use a knife to hurt someone and take their life, or you can use a knife as like a scalpel and save someone's life during surgery. I think it's very similar. Science is a tool, and if you want to use it for, negative intentions, you can. And if you want to use it to kind of um, add an extra layer of scientific proof in your faith, I think it's great. But honestly, I wouldn't be too cognitive with it. I would try to keep God in your heart first and foremost. I think a lot of people are trying to be very academic and mental when it comes to their religious practice. And I feel like it's almost a misstep in a way that you will have so much more peace and faith if you just allow God in your heart and not necessarily make it all about your brain. We love to make things about, in our brain. We try to, you know, instead of just like working out, we try to think our way into being good shape, and instead of just doing the things that, you know, you should do, we end up trying to use our brain to compensate because we are amazing creatures. We have a very advanced brain comparatively to other animals, and I think we misuse it a lot of times, and we use it for things that actually do us a disservice, like trying to use our brain to prove God instead of just allowing all the miracles that are around you to really seep in your heart, when you can see just how everything in your life is connected and how everything has been leading up to this brighter future. You can just let that sink in. You don't have to, rationalize everything and have to know the, you know, proof about the beginning of time in order to believe that there's miracles happening around us at all times. Anyway, I really want to know what you have to think. Like this person said, please give reasons against their argument. They would love to respond. I'm sure people in the comment sections would love to hear it too. Let me know what you think. And as always, I hope you're having a very blessed day. I'll see you next time. Peace.